What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Diggs Gaming. Welcome back to Off Huntington's Gaming News. Today, I am joined by
Sir Meliodas.
How you doing, Meliodas? How's the day been?
Good.
All right, got a good amount to talk about today, including some financial reports from 3 different gaming companies. But first, so Stray came out last week, and already the game is getting modded. I saw mods out there where they replaced the cat with a dog. I saw a mod where they replaced the cat with Garfield. And then probably the coolest one, I saw a mod where they replaced the cat with Spyro. How cool is that?
Spyro the Dragon as a cat.
Well, he already has cat-like movements in the game, so it does kind of make sense, but still, that is really cool that they did that. But, I mean, with people that do mods, they come up with some creative stuff, and I gotta admit, having Garfield in there, that's just funny. That is.
He's saying lasagna all the time.
Yeah, and also, he's very lazy, so what would he be doing in a game like this? Moving on, we also learned that Xbox is getting 3 indie games that originally came to PlayStation. So they are getting Solar Ash, McKid, and The Pathless. And I've talked about The Pathless before, and I highly recommend the game for anybody that had a PlayStation 5. And I highly recommend this that is coming to Xbox. I don't know exactly when these are coming to Xbox, but they are coming. And I would entirely recommend The Pathless. It is such a good game. It's not a very long game, but it is it's also a very rewarding game. So definitely. And I've been trying to get Meliodas to get the game for some time, and he would not budge.
So working on what is it? Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Yeah. Solar Ash, that is pretty much a fast-paced game. So if you like a fast-paced game, fast movements, fast combat, that's pretty much what Solar Ash is. And I might be getting that one day, but I don't know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Solar Ash and Maquette are going to be on Game Pass. The Pathless is not going to be on Game Pass, but it is still coming to Xbox. And the other game that we're talking about, that's pretty much a puzzle game. So if you're into puzzle games, definitely check this out again. It's going to be on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, definitely check out this game and Solar Ash. And even though The Pathless is not going to be on there, I still would highly recommend that. That is worth paying for, if you ask me. It is so worth it. It is such a good game. All right, with all that being said, let's talk about the new PlayStation 5 update that is in beta right now. And this new update is going to include 1440p. The ability. Now, 1440p, as of this moment, it's only going to work on compatible PC monitors and TVs, and the game has to support 1440p, and VRR is not supported in this. So that's a little disappointing, but still, I mean, this has been something that's been requested for a long time, and we are finally getting 1440p. Meliodas, you got anything to add to this?
Yeah, it's finally good because it's either upscaled 4K or it's down to for Sony it's down to 1080p. No one wants to play their games in 1080p. So 1440p or 10 not 10K, what am I saying? 10K. 4K is better than 1080p. I mean 1080p doesn't look bad because I have the Series S and sometimes it does take it down to 1080p when it has to, and it looks decent, but from running up to upscale 4K or 1440p. So it's a welcome addition. I'm glad.
And also, we're going to have game lists. Now, these are similar to folders, but not really folders. So you can have up to 15 game lists, and you can have 100 games per game list. That's a lot of games, but they're only going to be seen on your collection. They're not going to be seen on that main page up at the front. But still, I mean, this has been a highly requested one, so this one is really good. I might be doing this myself because since I got PlayStation Plus, I got a lot of these games, so I may need to start organizing them. Might not be a bad thing. So that's coming. Also, you're going to be able to compare 3D audio and stereo audio to see which one you would prefer. And they're going to do easier access to in-progress activities. So basically, the cards that they have used to pretty much help you get to a specific point of the game, like a specific mission, they're going to make that a whole lot easier. and they're going to have that as an option. You can either hit resume activity, or you can just load the game up normally. And there's some kinks to that, but hopefully they're able to work those out. That's why this thing's in beta right now. That's why they have a beta for this stuff.
When are they doing not Xbox, the PlayStation themes? When are they coming back? They had, talk to that.
What are you talking about?
Because on PS4 they have like the themes for the background, but it's no themes on the PS5.
Yeah, that's one of the few things remaining that people do want. So themes are one of the few things remaining, and I know there's a few more things, but I cannot remember what they are.
Because Sony has a nice looking dashboard, so I like the themes to be on there. But
And there's also going to be new social features coming as well. Like you can request a share screen, and you can join. You can basically join a game that one of your friends is playing right now. So yeah. So
I will say this: Sony does have a better user-friendly software than Microsoft at the moment. So
yeah, they're
doing really good.
Microsoft they've been doing really good with these updates. I mean, they've been giving people everything they wanted, like the SSD expansion. All right, so we're gonna move on to the other thing that PlayStation had revealed, and that was more details on PlayStation VR 2. And one really cool thing that I don't know if this was in PlayStation VR 1. I don't think it was. Again, I never had PlayStation VR 1, but there's going to be a see-through mode where basically you can see your surroundings while you have the headset on, which is really cool. And I'm glad PlayStation decided to do this. And I think, what is it, the Oculus that does this? Something like that?
Yeah, that's really good, because you don't want to bump into your $600 or $300 TV or knock over your console, and you're game over there. So
yeah,
you can see what you're messing around with.
Also, you can broadcast yourself while playing, and you also can have a customized play area. So that's pretty cool. And then there's also two different modes. There's a VR mode and a cinematic mode. Now, in a VR mode, players can enjoy game content in a 360 view in a virtual environment, while in cinematic mode, they can view the PlayStation system and UI and all non-VR game and media content on a virtual cinema screen. So that's pretty cool that they give you those two options. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're really taking their VR to the next level, because PlayStation VR, that was pretty good for what they did. But PlayStation VR 2, it really looks like this is going to be very good. Very good. And, a lot of people have been waiting for like a PlayStation VR 2 state of play, but I think I understand why Sony's been doing it like this, because, VR is still a very niche part of the gaming community. I mean, some gamers still don't take it seriously. So the fact that they're doing this, I mean, releasing the details from the PlayStation VR 2 and then a few days later releasing the beta for the next update, I really like how Sony's doing that. And I think it's a good approach. I really do.
Yeah, I remember when Samsung started that their whole VR thing, and then they just dropped it.
PlayStation VR 2, if you were excited for this, there's just more reasons to get excited for it. They really look like they're, again, just taking it to the next level. All right.
I'm definitely going to get it.
Moving on to GTA 6. And we got some big news coming. I'm not sure if this was confirmed or just reported. I think it was just reported. I don't think this is actually confirmed, but it looks like we're going to have a female protagonist in GTA 6. And that is exciting. That really is.
Finally.
Yeah, and apparently Rockstar has been overhauling their staff after they got called out for some, let's say, poor management skills. Let's just say that, to make themselves more worker friendly. And let's just hope that's worked out for Rockstar. But with GTA 6, again, I mean, with a female protagonist, and we could see a reveal of this game coming pretty soon, because apparently it's been in the works for a few years now. And really, everybody's just waiting to see what this game is going to look like. Everybody's just been waiting for a new GTA for the longest time. Remember, we haven't had a GTA since, when did GTA 5 come out? What was that, 2013?
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah, it's been 9 years since we've had a GTA game.
Meanwhile, the new Saints Row coming out, what, August 20 something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, which has already gone gold, 23rd, I think, and it's gone gold. And I'm curious to see how Saints Row is going to do, because, well, you're not too hyped about it, right?
I'm not too sold on it about it, because Saints Row 4 was its own thing, but it's like, what are you doing? You jump from military to fighting aliens. I'm like, okay, I understand they're still trying to figure out where they want to take their game, but like, it wasn't bad. The thing that left a sour taste in my mouth was Ages of Mayhem. I don't know what they were doing with that. That was supposed to be in the Saints Row universe, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
I know about. Oh yeah, I know about that. That was not received well.
So
Of
hopefully,
course, I've never played either one of these games, so I can't really answer this. Sir Meliodas can.
So if it's a mix between Saints Row 2 and a little bit of Saints Row 3, because Saints Row 3 was not bad. If it's a mix between Saints Row 2 and 3 and keep the 4 aspect out of it, all that base alien stuff, then you got a good game. But if they do a DLC when it's, the alien guys, no. I think it's going to be all right, though. I don't think it's going to be the best-selling game, but it's going to be decent.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, that's going to be coming out soon. I know we were talking about GTA and we went to Saints Row, and I'm sorry about that, but you know, Meliodas wasn't here last week, and I wanted to get his opinion on that. But yeah, GTA 6 with a female protagonist, definitely a good thing. And I know some people are not happy about that, and I'm just wondering, what would you not be happy about? There are female criminals, right? I don't understand why this would be a big deal. It's not a big deal. Really, it's exciting to see what they do with the female protagonist. Wouldn't you agree, Meliodas?
People just love to cry about stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it depends on how they do it. If they make it too, I'm not gonna say, because GTA Online became cheesy. So if they don't make it cheesy like GTA Online, you can go do anything. It's a lot of good games, like Tomb Raider have a whole female protagonist. It's Rockstar we're talking about. Metroid,
Horizon Zero Dawn, and
Resident Evil 3. It's you got a lot of good games to where it's a female protagonist.
Yeah, people just like to complain for no reason. Anyway, moving on. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg is reporting that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is indefinitely delayed due to, one, a poor showing, and then the developer Asper firing 2 of its directors because of the poor showing. And this game could be in a lot of trouble, because we're not just talking delayed a few months. We're talking delayed a few years to 2025 for a remake that has been in development since 2019.
What is Disney going to do about that?
I don't even know. But remember, this game is supposed to be coming out to the PlayStation 5 exclusively at launch. So I wonder if Sony is going to be looking to back out of that deal because of what's going on here. Now, again, it's just a report. Nothing's really been confirmed, but I mean, it's not looking good right now on the show. And again, it was because of a poor showing that they showed to, I'm guessing, like their department heads and people at Disney and people with Sony, because again, I mean, Disney owns Star Wars, and then Sony, they're getting the game first. So yeah, this is not looking good for it, and I wonder what's going to happen going
Disney
forward
might
with this
back
game.
out, or not Disney. Sony might back out, and Disney might just pull the plug.
They could, and I was watching some videos talking about this, and some people were not shocked by this because of the developer Asper has never really done a game this big before. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to like give a developer their first chance to really do something like this. It's just that it's always a risk to do that. It always is. Let's be honest. And it looks like this risk is not working out. Again, this is just a report. Nothing's been officially confirmed, but Jason Schreier is pretty good at getting things right. So there has to be some truth to this.
Sorry, Star Wars fans. You're gonna have to wait.
All right. Moving on, Sony has launched a development hardware loan program for indie developers. And this is something that Sony really does really does need, because while they still have a good relationship with indie developers, it still could be better. And we know about games like I mentioned the Pathless earlier. We have Kena Bridge of Spirits, Stray that just came out. It's not necessarily for those type of indie teams. It's more so those very small teams like those that have less than 10 people developing one game. And with this new loan program, developers would get one PS5 dev kit and one PlayStation 5 testing kit, which is big for any developer to get. And again, it's a loan program, so they would loan it out to them, and then I'm guessing they would send it back, or they can reimburse them if they are thinking of, if they want to keep it for future titles. But again, this is pretty big for Sony, and it's only a good thing for them to do, to have something like this. What do you think, Meliodas?
To get more games out there and get the more indie studios, because I remember Microsoft has their own what is it, insider program for like indie studios. So that's very good for Sony to really embrace that as well, because a lot of indie games can be sleeper hits. Like, so to give them to the resources that they need to make the game that they envision is a good step forward for a lot of indie companies, especially people like you said. It's like could be a small studio of like 3-4 people, and they make like this amazing game, and then Sony or Microsoft would be like, they made this game with the stuff that we sent them. How about we incorporate them into one of our studios and help them grow further? So that'd be really good. I like it.
Yeah, and like I said, and exactly of what you said. I mean, Stray, that may be talk for a sleeper for Game of the Year. I've seen people talk about that. I mean, Kena Bridge of Spirits, that game literally looks like a Pixar film.
I still haven't got my hands on that yet.
You really should. It's a really, really good game. You would definitely like it. All right, we're going to move on to something very interesting. So Pure Arts has revealed a Lady D statue that they are only going to make 666 of them.
Copies of.
Yeah, and it's going to be on sale for only $1,500. Okay. That is a lot of money, and this is a very limited edition. So once they're gone, they are gone. And if you missed out on this, you're going to be paying people a lot of money to get your hands on one of these, even more than $1,500.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
and does it really shock us that they're doing this? That they're making a Lady D statue, Lady D from Resident Evil Village. I mean, not really. I mean, let's be honest.
The statues that they made from the RE2 remake, they're going for like, for retail, they're going for like $2,000.
Yeah, people will pay a lot for stuff like this. And Meliodas, you collect statues or figurines.
I collect statues and figures, but that's out my
not
budget
for this
range.
much.
No, that is out my budget range. I could not.
Yeah. So if you wanted a Lady D statue, definitely, and you want to try your luck, go right ahead. And the reason I'm saying Lady D is because I cannot pronounce the name, so I'm sorry, guys.
Dimitrescu? Lady Dimitrescu. Yeah.
Something like that.
It's like Castlevania-ish type, like Dimitrescu or like Alucard. Like that. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to a game delay. So Lord of the Rings Golem has been delayed by a few months. And yeah, this one I'm really shocked by. I mean, I think a lot of us saw this one coming. I don't think we ever had an official release date for Lord of the Rings Golem. And I'm still skeptical of this game. Huh?
Looks terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It looks terrible. I don't understand the premise of the game. I mean, I understand you're Golem and you're sneaking around, but what more can you get out of Golem to have his own full-length single-player game?
Yeah, we've seen Lord of the Rings games before, and they were great, like Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Mm-hmm. This one just did not make,
For Golem, I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems weird.
Now, if he was accompanied by, I understand they're doing the origins of Golem, But if they do it to where it's Golem and then it goes all the way up to like a certain movie to where he's accompanied by Frodo and all of them, then I can understand. But if it's just Golem for this entire run of the game, then how are you gonna pull it off?
Yeah, it's just so weird. And again, I'm not shocked that it got delayed. We don't know when it's going to release. I don't think we ever had an official release date, but yeah, I'm still very skeptical in this game. I think a lot of people might be. I don't know, but
I've seen the gameplay on it. It does not look good.
Hmm.
So hopefully this delay they
helps
go
it.
back to hopefully they just rewrite it or redo something with it because what I've seen, it's not looking good.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, Jeff Grubb is reporting that EA is developing a single-player open-world RPG Black Panther game. Okay, I have conflicting thoughts about this. One, I think Black Panther would work terrific in a video game. But two, do you really want to trust EA with something like this? I don't know. All I'm going to say is EA, do not screw this up because this will be a big hit if you do everything right. So do not screw this up. Meliodas?
With that current track record besides Battlefield, what is it, 2042? Their Star Wars that they Fallen Order was pretty good. So they have the potential to like really buckle down and do good single player games. The only thing that's riding on this camel's back right now is the passing of the late great Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah.
And the expectations of a single player Black Panther game. So they have that and the Black Panther themselves riding on that. So it's going to be a lot of stress for them to like get this right. So I'm not saying they can't do it. It's just like if they mess up, then it's just pretty much game over for them. So
yeah, this is one where a lot's going to be riding on how they pull this off, and hopefully they do a good job with this because again, this could be a big hit for them. It will be a big hit if it turns out to be a very good game. And again, I just think this is something where Black Panther would work great in a video game. He just would. I mean, we've seen some superheroes, they don't work really well with video games. I mean, they've been trying to figure out how to make a good Superman game for how long, and they still haven't figured it out.
Give it to Rocksteady. Enough said. That's all you need.
Yeah,
let Rocksteady make the Superman game that they want to make.
Yeah, and I'm curious as to see who is going to be working on the game, which of EA's developers will be working on it. So that'll be pretty interesting on its own right. Trying to
hopefully not DICE.
Well, DICE is more first-person games, so I don't think they would give it to them.
To be fair, they then thrown a lot of project at DICE to where they shouldn't have gave it to DICE at all. So
yeah, that's true. Again, EA has to do this right. If they don't, they just don't know because once this was announced, a lot of people were saying, why not give it to Insomniac? When you're already hearing that, you better make sure you deliver. All right, moving on. 3 different companies release financial reports: Capcom, Microsoft, and Sony. We're going to start with Capcom because these numbers are a little misleading. So their revenue dropped 47.9%, and their operating income dropped 48.9%. Now, those numbers are a little misleading because the last 2 quarters have been greatly helped by some great games that were released. Don't forget, recently, Resident Evil Village and Monster Hunter Rise came out, not the DLC. I'm talking the base game itself. So because of that they had like their biggest quarter ever just a couple quarters ago. Now, if you compare this quarter, which is 2022 Q1 to 2021 Q1, the numbers are actually better on the 2022 side. So I know it looks a little concerning, but it's not really because Capcom hasn't really released anything big as of late except for Sunbreak, the DLC to Monster Hunter Rise. And also they announced that Monster Hunter Rise has sold over 10 million units. So that's really good. When a game hits 10 million units, that means it's basically been a big hit.
What's going on, Capcom? What happened?
Well, again, they had their biggest quarter not too long ago, and this is just the after effects of that. So you would expect a decrease in something like this after your biggest quarter. that just took place. But again, it's up from Q1 of 2021. So that's a good thing. And these numbers are going to rise again once they release Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah, I think that's their next big game, but I could be wrong. Did they ever do a release date for Street Fighter 6?
Not that I recall.
Okay, so I think their next big game is Resident Evil 4 remake. I believe it is.
Yeah, March.
Yeah, and they also have that weird dinosaur game that's like Dino Crisis, but it's not Dino Crisis.
I still haven't looked at that. You said I'm gonna look at it after this. I still haven't looked at that yet.
It is. It's so weird. It is such a weird. It's so weird. I don't even know what else to say about that. All right, so we're gonna move on to Microsoft now. Now their gaming revenue dropped 7%. Their hardware revenue dropped 11%. Their content and services revenue also dropped by 6%. But their Game Pass subscriptions are increasing. Now, Xbox attributed this to lower engagement hours and monetization in third-party and first-party content. That's what they noted. They talked about that. But yeah, I think this was to be expected because Microsoft still has not released a first-party game in 2022, and we're in August. That's not good. But hopefully with games like Starfield.
Yeah, they did. Halo. Want to count Halo?
That was December. I'm not going to count that.
Sure.
That was December of 2021. I'm not going to count that.
Oh, that was 2020. That was 2021?
Yeah.
That's how long it's been?
Yeah. And for Microsoft, this is Q4 2021. This is their financial report. I don't know what's going to happen with Microsoft. I am a little concerned because I've talked about this all the time. Starfield is definitely one of their biggest games that they have to make sure that it's as good as it can be. And Redfall, I'm not too concerned about Redfall. It looks like that game is in good hands, and it looks like it's going to be very good. So I'm not too concerned about Redfall, but I definitely am concerned about Starfield.
Redfall is giving me Left 4 Dead vibes. So with Arcane and how good they make their Dishonored, and even their Prey, I heard their Prey game was good that they made, and Deathloop was pretty decent. So I have faith in Arcane to deliver it on Redfall.
Oh yeah,
but Starfield is going to make or break Bethesda and Microsoft, so it has to come out swinging.
Yeah, and then you also have the acquisition of Activision. Now remember. We have to remember this because I think people are still getting confused. Call of Duty is going to remain multi-platform. That's what they told the FTC. If they go against that, they are in trouble with a federal organization. You do not want to be in trouble with a federal organization. Trust other companies that did that. Huh?
They should keep it multi-platform.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of sales from COD come from Sony anyway, or PlayStation players anyway. So
yeah, and if you are, while you still have players that are going to migrate from PlayStation to Xbox, because of course that's what's going to happen, it doesn't necessarily mean that those players are going to stop playing on PlayStation. It would be a dumb idea to not keep it on PlayStation. And then you also have other games that they said are also going to continue to be on PlayStation, said other big franchises. And I would have to think two that are essential to stay on PlayStation would be Crash and Spyro, because those were PlayStation mascots, and a lot of people still only play those on PlayStation. They will not play those on Xbox just because they're still seen as PlayStation mascots, even though they left PlayStation after the PlayStation 1 days. So those I would definitely keep on PlayStation. But as for what else could be on there, I don't know. But yeah, for Microsoft, it's a little concerning, but I do see a light at the end of the tunnel for them. I think as long as Starfield it doesn't have to live up to all the hype, because we all know how hyped it is. As long as it's good, then it's off to a good start. And Redfall, I think it's going to be a hit, no matter what. That's just my opinion, and I think Melios, you have the same opinion.
Because a lot of team shooters really do very successful. Besides Back for Blood, I don't know. Besides Back for Blood, it's not terrible. I don't know, but like a good team shooter done right, like on Steam now, I'm going a little off topic, but on Steam now, if you look at Left 4 Dead 2, it's like concurrent players now today is up to like 9 to 10,000 on a
Wow.
good day. So
Wow,
it's
that's a
like
lot.
a good team shooter will go a long way.
All right, so that was Microsoft. Now we're going to take a look at Sony's 2021 Q4 financial report, and yeah, their numbers are down as well. Now, the PlayStation 5 units that were sold was 2.4 million, so that's up by 4%, but their software sales were down 26%. The PlayStation Plus subscribers went up 2% to 47.3 million, but their monthly active PlayStation Network users went down to 102 million. So that's down 3%. And I mean, those software sales are little concerning, but this is between March and June, and PlayStation did not release any games in between that time. Like, I don't think there were any like exclusives for PlayStation that came out during that time period.
March and June.
Yeah, because
I don't recall.
Or did Gran Turismo 7 come out in March?
Did it? Oh yeah, but that was we spoke about that a couple of that was a kind of a disaster what they did with it.
Yeah, it kind of was. And Horizon Forbidden West, that was the previous month, and that got hurt by Elden Ring of all.
Elden Ring.
Yeah. And should we be concerned about PlayStation? I would be a little worried, but look what they have coming up. In September, you have The Last of Us Part 1. That's going to be coming out, and people are going to buy that. And then, of course, you have God of War Ragnarok coming out in November. So I think PlayStation is going to be just fine, just because
God of War to clean up the year in 2022. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, they'll be okay. I mean, God of War Ragnarok, that's just going to sell a ton of games. I mean, I can't even imagine how much that's going to sell, just because of one, how hyped it is, two, of how well the 2018 God of War did, and three, just because people are expecting this to contend with Elden Ring for Game of the Year. I mean, everybody has said it's going to come down between God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. Now, with the PlayStation 5 units that were sold, so again, they sold 2.4 million units. They had a set statement that they were going to sell 18 million units this year. They have not waned from that. And the reason is, and this is coming from their CFO, and this is a direct quote, PlayStation 5 hardware production is now experiencing less restriction from component supplies. In terms of production, we have enough capacity. Lockdowns are being resolved. Basically, what I just said was they're expecting production to go up for the PlayStation 5, which is a great thing to hear. And maybe people can finally get their hands on a PlayStation 5 during the holidays of this year. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
We need more consoles.
Yeah, from both sides, because the demand has not gone down for these consoles. It has not. I mean, the demand is still there for both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. So the more consoles that get out there, the better. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about something that is not good. So MetaQuest 2 is going up in price. It's going up to $399.99 for the 128 gigabyte and $499.99 for the 256 gigabyte. Yes, they're going up in price. They're not going down in price. And that's concerning a little bit, because not only is this going up in price, but people are concerned that both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series XS are going to go up in price too. And when Sony was asked about this, I think they were non-commental about that. They didn't really give a direct answer. So now everybody's just wondering who's going to pull the trigger first, Sony or Microsoft, to raise the price of the consoles. And I think that would be like I don't know if this has happened before, but I can imagine it only happened a few times if this is the case. But we don't see consoles go up in price. We only see consoles go down in price because of the new ones that are coming out. And that is concerning if these consoles do go up in price. Meliodas, what do you think?
At the moment, they can't really afford to up the price on the console. I think they bit the bullet with the games going up what, $10?
Yeah.
The next gen games going up $10. So I
Yeah.
think that's the medium right now because like Microsoft does lose a lot of money making consoles, so they
Well,
actually
so
get a
does
lot of
Sony. I mean, these consoles are basically sold as a loss, and
yeah.
then they get their money from the game sales. That's what we have to remember.
So I'd rather take the bullet than me paying an extra $10 for a game than an extra $100 or $200 for a console. So I don't think they're gonna risk it and up the price. They can't really right now.
Yeah, I would not think that they would raise the price, but at this point, nothing would surprise me. And again, the MetaQuest 2 going up in price. I mean, that's why it concerns a lot of people, just because of the time that we're living in now, and basically we're in the recession that we're in. People are so concerned about that, and with Sony not giving a direct answer on this, yeah, that's why people have. It's given people more reasons to worry that these consoles are going to go up in price. But hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully everybody will be able to get their hands on this console very soon. And that's all that we have for today. As always, I'm Biggs Gaming.
It's been your boy, Sir Meliodas.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.